Recording. So, show on your question, right? The difference between hash table and hash map. Both are used for the same purpose.
Okay.
Very popular interview question, but the difference is that hash table is synchronized and hash map is not. Meaning hash table is thread safe, hash map is not thread safe.
Okay. Okay, that will do.
That means hash map is faster, hash table is slower because of thread safety. Okay, Jyoti sent something. So, okay.
But both are dictionaries, right?
Yes, both are maintained, both are used for key value pairs. Both are exactly used. That's why you see that method names also map.put, map.get, hash table.put, hash table.class. Actually, they.
So if I don't have to search through it. So if I just give the key, it'll immediately retrieve the value for me, right?
You got
I don't
it.
have to walk through. Okay.
You precisely got it. Yes.
Okay.
And another point is that hash table is a class. If you look at it, JDK7 API, hash table is a class that's there for long time actually. It's there since JDK 1.1 or 1.2, something like that. Since it's there from 1.0. Okay, so this is a class. Actually, if you look at this one, hash map is actually part of Java collections API that got introduced a little later. So now, as part of the collections API, they introduced this this concept of map, right? So hash map extends from this hash map extends from abstract map implements. Where is that? See this one? All implemented interface, map interface. So it's more object oriented. They, as part of the collections API, they made it more object oriented now. They introduced a lot of classes and a lot of interfaces. So the branch goes two ways, right? Two different branches. One is collection, Java util collection interface. Within that we have list and set, right? These are two interfaces. List is a ordered collection. Set it does not accept duplicates. It doesn't maintain the order, but it doesn't take any duplicates also. Similarly, you have a separate tree here called map interface. This is another top level interface. Within that you have several implementations like hash map, tree map, linked hash map, etc. Hash table is actually a class. Okay, it's there since beginning. And it's synchronized. Okay, and in fact, this is part of the older API before collections API came into picture. This is where you have a lot of classes like enumeration and vector. These kind of classes you will see it as part of the new API. You will see a lot of array list, linked list, and then hash map, etc. Mainly, the hash map is not concurrent. Okay, hash map is not thread safe. In fact, they introduced a specific map called concurrent hash map later for concurrency reasons. So that's part of the new collection API. So yeah, that's very popular interview question. What's the difference between vector and array list? What's the difference between hash table and hash map? What's the difference between string buffer and string builder? These are the same answer. It's a very standard question.
And what is a queue?
Structure. Okay. Queue is a data structure that is first in, first out. With this concept called first in, first out concept. Okay. So I think we talked about it, right? If people are queuing up in a movie theater for tickets, so this is how. So whoever is in first will get the ticket, and then next guy, then next guy. So first in, first out. That's the concept for a queue. In fact, there are interfaces and classes like double-ended queues and single-ended queues, etc.
And these are same as the queue and the stack data structures in C, C++.
Yes. So you have a queue here, and you have a stack also there. Stack is last in, first out, and then pile of cards, right? Or stack of cards. When you have a stack of card, you put something there. You push something onto the stack, then obviously you'll push onto the top. Right? When you pop, the first thing that comes out is the latest one. Last in, first out. So obviously there are more methods around that. So if you look at it, there's a queue interface here, and then there's a blocking queue. So, and then there's a DQ, Sierra DQ. But the concept is that it's exactly first in, first out concept. That's all. In fact, linked list is a queue. I mean, it's the implementation of queue. Obviously, right? It's first in, first out. So, and you have stack also. See if you look at it. So you'll do like a peek, pop, push, pop. So is pushing onto the stack, meaning adding. Popping is removing it. Peeking is actually without removing to see what that card is. Let's peek. So that's about it. Anything else? Did you guys do more examples on
Oh yeah.
how many did you guys test drive? You're all comfortable?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm writing that library program right now. So there's a lot of things that I'm incorporating in that. So it's going to take a while. So
Okay.
through that program, I'm gonna do the whole thing.
Okay.
But there's one thing I noticed actually.
Yes.
See, when I created two packages. In one package, I was putting my test programs. Now, test means not exactly test, my utility kind of programs. And in another, I was doing the main work. So in the package one, through package one, I created a serialized file. Okay. And from package two, when I was trying to access that, it was giving errors. When I was trying to read from that, a serialized file created from package one, when I tried to read from a program in package 2, it gave errors. Does it make sense?
No. Unserialized file, you mean the physical file on the disk,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Physical file on the disk.
Okay.
So when it was trying to read, it gave an error pertaining to the package name. Package name, a file created by package under package 1 cannot be accessed by package, that kind of thing. So I copied them in the original package, and then it worked.
You want to show us what's going on?
Yeah. See, for instance, let me kill these guys. Okay. See, these are the two packages, 101, 102.
Sure.
Okay, and now I've got a terrible memory, and I did it some time ago and forgot and renamed them. Okay, see, for instance, test. Okay, this one reads it.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna put these two actually
Okay.
into another package. I'm going to read that.
Oh. Um,
Can you see it? Because it's getting covered by that chat window.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. 1 second. Give me. See here. Can you give me the control?
Sure. What should I do for that?
Let me ask for it. Okay.
Okay, I'll bring it up for you. Yeah, your
Okay.
control.
Thanks. See here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Class cast exception. Com training Java core homework 101 dot member cannot be cast to.
Correct.
So you have.
This is an external file. It's an external file.
No. It's nothing to do with external file. Let's
Okay.
read this very, very, very carefully. It's nothing to do with external file. Look at it. Java.lang.class cast exception. Do you know what this one is? People? Any of you? Do you know?
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me give
Somebody else, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if anybody. Can any of you?
Yeah, typecasting.
Yeah, what is that? What does it mean?
Typecast.
It's the typecasting, correct?
Okay. Actually, what is, tell me, one of you tell me, what is casting?
Suppose we have a variable, a long variable, okay, and then we just want our double variable, and then we just want the integer portion of it. So that's when we do the typecasting, saying that another variable integer b is equal to int of the double variable.
Okay. Anybody else? That's good. Actually, that's correct answer. But should it be only done for primitives?
It is for the object type. This one is
Object
the
two.
object type one. It's the
We
object
can
type
ask
class.
for the object.
Right. So if you have an object that you don't know the type, you don't know the real type. As I always told you, JVM cares about the real type, right? But sometimes you don't know the real type. Okay? So when you say input dot read object, right? Actually, let me take the control. Okay?
Yeah.
See here,
Sure.
input, whatever this input is, input dot read object. What is the return type of this method? The return type is object, java.lang.object, right? But he clearly knows the method signature says java.lang.object because he wanted to write method that is very, very, very generic. But he put something else. You put member there, right? And you know that the real type that is put, that is inside, input.read object is member. So you're actually, you know what has been put there and you are trying to typecast into member.
Okay.
Okay? You are trying to typecast into member, but what is there in input is not this member. It is something else. You can't typecast it. See here. What is input here? Input is object
Object input stream.
right? So you're doing, this is a little,
Yeah, but
Don't
why is
worry.
it working from one?
don't worry about the people.
Okay.
Oops. Can I look at this one actually? Can I look at
Yeah.
the .scr
Yeah,
file?
I can, yeah, if you go to that folder, you will get it.
Okay, let me,
Okay, I'll lead you there if you want.
yeah, can you?
Okay, where did I put it? I put it in, where? Oh, okay, hang on a second. I put it in, okay, let me remove this. Okay, scripts directory. Scripts, what the hell do I have? Personal, Microsoft, script. I get confused by my own system.
No, that's not where you put it, right? You are reading from,
Yeah. I'm reading from?
see here, you're reading from C, Shown, personal, M_P, miscellaneous tech.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where I am actually. See? That's where I am.
Okay.
Okay, but only thing is since I didn't click on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Java,
Java.
data member.
Data, yeah. See over here, this top one, that's the serialized file.
Can you open that for me?
That won't open because it's a serial. I can open it for you, of course. See, this is what it has.
Okay, look at it. So what file it is?
Yeah, 101 file.
Right. So you're actually trying to typecast to 102. That's why.
Yeah. So I learned that if I try to do it, write a file from 101, it won't be available in a package 102.
No, the concept is little different here. Okay.
Okay.
So there is a concept called, okay, for the people, other people, there is a concept called serialization. Serialization is nothing but your objects are stored in your JVM heap, right? So whatever the object state that you have in the JVM heap, you can actually write to a file. That is called serialization. So he actually serialized an object into a file, and now he is actually trying to read that data back into an object that lives in the heap. Okay? So when you actually serialized, you serialized this member class. Okay? You serialized this member with this particular package, and you're trying to deserialize it, meaning you're trying to, serializing is nothing but whatever you have in memory you are dumping into a file. Okay? Now you are trying to read the contents of the file and create an instance of this member. How can you do that? You cannot. Simple. Did you understand, Sean? Does it make sense?
Yeah, I mean, so in that case, what's the workaround?
Whatever you have whatever the file that you have serialized with, you already use the same, this one, deserialize back to the same member object, right?
Okay. Yeah, that works as I told you. So if I transport it to some other machine, I have to remember to really use the same package name.
Absolutely, always. In fact, the whole concept. In fact, the whole concept of EJB, under the hood, actually depends on that concept. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I learned because he's a serialized. See this, I was thinking that as long as you use the same everything else, you will get it.
No.
Same class, you'll get it. I thought so.
You are right.
Then I learned that.
Same class is, you are right. What is a class actually? Tell me. This is called fully qualified class.
Okay.
Do you know? Actually, this is never a class. Actually, this is your class. Fully qualified class. This is your class. Your package name and your class name. Your package name dot class is your class name, right? That is your fully qualified class, because I can have two different strings in two different packages. Which one am I talking about? You have to provide the namespace also. You have to provide the context, Sean. Agree?
Yeah, I learned that now. I mean, I was thinking that somehow, as long as I put without the package, it would work.
No.
My mistake. Yeah.
No. That's what it's like. You're saying, I'm writing from one package, reading it from another package. What? When file is a file, it doesn't matter. File is on the file system, right? So your Java object doesn't care about it, but actually what you're doing is you're dumping the object in memory into file, and then you're trying to deserialize it back. That's called deserialization, by the way. Okay?
Yeah.
So getting the object state again back to an object. That's called deserialization. Anyways, any other questions? Anybody?
So it would be Venkat, read object and write object, both method use, right? Like when you serialize, you use read object, and when you deserialize, you use write object, right?
That's based on object output stream and object input stream, etc.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to find out how comfortable are you guys with core Java. That's because I wanted to start database concepts on Sunday. So I wanted to give you one last chance, that's my actually 12th, right? Yeah, April 12th. That's on Sunday. I wanted to start with the database concepts. So I wanted to find out from you guys, so how comfortable you are with it, and
Venkat, did you cover synchronization? Because I missed a couple of classes, so I was not sure.
okay, synchronization, no, that's the whole multi-threading area, right? Actually, I have two of them. I need to give you this one. Actually, that's a good point. So I'm going to ask you to watch this video, multi-threading. Okay, I'll put this one in the current
Are you
one.
sharing your screen?
I am, yeah. You can't see it? Anybody can see me?
No,
now I can.
now I got it.
Okay.
Now,
Now we.
Oh, okay. Maybe some delay. So, yeah, I'll put this guy in Feb 2015. It's a small section, multi-threading. So please watch this one. And actually, I wanted to ask you guys to this one also, but it's okay. This is a perfect examples, like how we wanted to do the library, like in the last batch I did the movie store building. Okay, so so what do I want to do? Did you test drive any of these classes? Or actually the whole agile piece, unit testing, TDD, and the whole core Java? Any concepts that you want me to talk about?
One question I have, Venkat. Suppose if my method is returning a map or list. Okay, if I want to see what is in the list or map, I just do it with that toString. So that way I can get all the details. But what would be the, like, if the return type is hash map or any other collection object?
Okay.
So if you can can we just write a test case? Because right now we have been doing it for string and integer and all those things. We are comfortable with that.
Right. Actually,
and you have
at this
given,
point,
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. You were saying something.
You go ahead. Actually,
Okay,
I'll
so
take.
actually, we wrote the program like you have given us one problem
Yes.
during the last session.
Yes, this one, right? I'll give you a sentence and tell me how many times each word has appeared, right?
Yes, we wrote the program and it's all working.
Okay, fantastic.
And we have taken a tree map and we have made use of contains key.
Okay.
And with 4 to 5 lines of code,
Yep.
we were able to achieve what we need. But for that one, we still need to develop the TTD.
Okay. Oh, you didn't test drive it? Okay, that's fine. Now tell me what the problem is. Um, okay, if I give you like that, I'll do it pretty fast-paced. I think since you already did it, so and tell me what I want, what you need here, and then I can, and then I'll help you whatever the question is. So
We just don't want you to do completely. Just give an idea. We can.
oh, I thought you did it. That's what you're saying, right?
We already did the program and then we tested it. It's working fine.
Right.
But
No,
we
you're
want to
asking
write
me a
test
question,
case.
right? Oh, I'm not test driving it. I'm not test driving it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you what the question is. Okay, you got the words. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me.
And then what we have done is like we just created.
Or you wanted to show me what's going on.
Venkat, I think what Jyoti is asking, I think what she's asking is she's already done the program, but if you want to do it with TDD or JUnit, how would you pass the result to really match with the
Exactly.
Oh.
It's a more complicated thing, and I'm very curious. Even
No,
the list,
that's
how
what
to
I
do
mean.
that.
We did it during yesterday's session, but since
Okay.
it returns the collection object, so we do that. That's what is my
Oh,
question.
that's your question, huh? Okay, that's a really interesting, complicated
Interesting
question. So
question.
let's do it. So what's this called? Word finder. Let me rename it.
So Jyoti, why don't you give your program, then he can use that program and use it. And do
Yeah,
it.
I'm testing it.
Oh,
1 minute.
okay. Let's do it then. You want to do it?
Yeah, I'm pasting it. 1 minute. Just give me 1 second.
Sure. Actually, I'll take out this main and say public void find. Okay, string sentence. I think that will be a very good question.
So this is my method.
Mm-hmm. Where? Oh, you pasted here. Public class word, okay. Word occur in sentence, huh?
I just gave some name.
That's fine. Oh. Words.
I tried it with hash map, but it was not giving me in alphabetical order, so I went with the tree map.
Let's find out how we'll do it. Looks like we need one more.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me write a test class here. Okay, words occurred in a sentence test, right?
Correct.
Now, tell me so you're giving the map of string and integer, right? Okay. So now, I'm directly writing the actual test, okay? I'm not writing string sentence equal to, okay? How are you doing? You seem to be doing good. Okay, let's see. Now, you do the setup now, okay? Obj equal to new object. Then obj dot word occurrences, sentence. Now you got this guy here, right? This is actual, right?
Yes.
What you got is actual.
Correct.
Good. The test case. Before you run the test case, you need to have the map, right? I mean, this is actual. Now, let's find out how we do it. How many times assert equals assert dot assert equals. Okay. Now look at it. This is the map. Let me call it map. Okay. So how many times we should find u? How many times? 2 times, right? Then map dot get u. Okay. 2.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Assert
Okay.
assert equals, I know.
This is what I needed.
Right?
Yeah, based on the second.
Integer dot value of 2. Right? Yeah. Why is it saying assert equals, right? Oh, JUnit.framework. Huh?
No, you are using the old.
Wrong one, right? Arg.JUnit. Yep. See that? And now, in fact, probably this works too. Let's see. If not, we'll convert that into an object. Okay, you need an object. So, how many times you should be there in this map? 2 times, right?
2 times.
So, you should have 2 times, and then.
And we have to write it for each word, correct? And also we
it's
have
up
to
to
make
you.
sure that they are in alphabetical order also.
See, it's just up to you, right? What makes you, see, you are doing for yourself, right? I mean, meaning based on the business scenario, what do you think is the perfect scenario? When can you say that this program is working precisely? You know what I'm saying?
Is there any way that we can just get a map with the keys and the values?
You know what?
So that,
Let's do that. I'll show you.
so that would be better, correct?
Actually, map dot equals, let's do that. You know what? Let's do it differently. Let's do it differently. I mean, it's there is no one shot solution for this one. We do it every day, and there is no one shot solution. See, look at it. Map dot key set. Okay. Now you will get the set of keys, right?
Okay.
Right. So what are the keys here? You will get how, you will get R, you will get do, you get doing, you get you don't get U again. You get seen, right?
Yeah, can we do the entry set?
Absolutely. Wait. Let's first keys, right?
Okay.
Now actual keys, right? This is the result keys, right? This is like a actual keys. I mean, what you got from your results, right? But your expected keys should be, right? Expected keys equal to new tree set of, okay? Expected keys is, okay. Now tell me, what are you expecting back? In what order? You want to make sure that your order is good too, right? Probably it starts with A and then starts with D.
Yeah.
B.
And then,
Actually,
yeah,
B.
not doing. Oh, okay. Yeah, B is there. Okay.
Okay. B, doing.
How?
Okay. How?
Oh, actually, there is good also.
Okay.
So what you're saying is we have to manually create all that.
Absolutely, right? I mean, when can you say that your program is actually? When can you say that Based on this one, you can say your program works perfectly. I'm fine with it, but I don't think so. Expected keys and actual keys, you know, do it. Okay, you are comparing two different sets.
So want to comment out the...
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. How JUnit is giving. Hey, you are expecting RB doing how, but what you got is RB doing good how seen to you.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know this is a lot of code actually.
So copy that line and then just add all those expected keys and add like that.
Mm-hmm. Actually, this is good. This should be good, and then this should be how, and seam. Okay.
And then you.
Two. And then you, right?
Yeah.
Now you compare. Actually, two different test case. One unit test case for this one is way too much. You want to test. You want to write one test case for to check if they are coming in one order, and write another one to make sure these numbers are correct, right? So you want to separate them out. So then you'll be very clear. That's it. This is a lot of testing, but you want to make sure U is coming. You know, tomorrow for a guy like me who doesn't know much about it, he just came back and do something like this. Okay, I was doing something. I thought I'm really smart guy, but I'm not dumb. I did something like that. Okay, and that's not even my intention. Come back and test it, and then my test case should catch it. If my test case did not catch it, then I'm doing something. Then the actual test cases fail. I mean, your testing is not good. So first write a failing test case and then go fix it. See here, you're actually expected 2, but it was 3. So the main, you know, when testing helps, when you do refactoring, you constantly go and improve it, because this is not in rock solid state, right? It's always fluid. Agile development, the biggest mantra of Agile is that embrace change, constantly embrace change. Your business user will come on a daily basis and say that, oh, no, this is not what I want. I want to improve it because market conditions have changed. Whatever was working yesterday, it's not good for me. I want you to do it differently. Keep doing. So we'll come back and change this intelligent method 100 times in 1 week. When you change it, whatever the thought that you have today, you will not have it tomorrow. You just go and right-click, run all of your tests. You should have hundreds of tests overall across the project. And then make sure the whole regression, you are testing not only just one particular class, you're testing the whole project. Okay? Make sense? Jyoti? So that's how you test it. Okay. In fact, you can be even intuitive. If map dot equals works, then you can be more intuitive. You can say that, you know, expected map equal to new remap. Okay, and then you can say expected map dot put for all of this. Or how many times is it coming? Or 1 time, right? Okay. See, maybe there is a simpler way. Let's look at it. If map, I think map equals should work. Let's see. B doing good. How seem to and you, right? So what is your expectation? Tell me how many times R should come? 1 time. B should be 1 time. Doing 2 times. Good is once. How is 1, seam is 1, 2, seem to be 1, U also, U2. Let's see. Now we can do assert dot assert equals my, where is my expected? This is my expectations, and then where is my actual? This is my actual, right? What I got from this is an, oh, I put array, sorry. Fantastic, it worked. Then if I change this guy, if I do doing, go and do it here, let's see. Oh, it worked. Then it's bad, right? So it is not testing the order. Obviously, map dot equals, it does not test the order because it only tests the keys and value. Let's say I did not get one of them. Oh, now it caught, because you are saying are B doing good, how seem to 1, and it's exactly. Now you may want to, because it did not honor, it did not care about the order, right? No, it did not care about the order because probably this equals method does not care about the order. So you say that obviously, right, map dot equals to another map, you are doing it. So obviously you don't care about the order, you only care about the key and value pair, key value, key value, key value pair. As long as key value pairs are matching the order, it doesn't care about it. But are you happy with it? No, at least I'm not happy with it. Here I'm making sure that every single word I got it, and how many number of times I clearly got this one, so I'm very happy about it. But I thought that this is very, 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 very important, because I want the keys to be in that particular order. Okay. In fact, yes. Actually, for that matter, even set also doesn't care about the order, right? So are you guys understanding? These are the real problems. This is how we think every single day. We have to think every single day, see? So our test case is not correct. We thought that obviously set doesn't care about the order, right? So what do we have to do now? When we do the key set, you don't get it. Now so when we get the key set, this one, rather than all the set that I got it here, under the hood you have the tree map, so it's maintaining the order, and I want the exact this one to be maintained. So how do I say that I want my map to exactly give me in that order? Then I have to do a when I use the tree map and then I got the map, maybe the map is not, I don't want to maintain that particular, I don't want the linked hash map also, right? I want this. Very, 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 very interesting. Actually, whatever the actual map that we got it, let's print it. Let's print it. Oh, oh. Wait. I made a mistake here. Look at it, guys. Here, I'm actually, whatever is there in the implementation, I'm trying to test with this one. This is bad, right? Actually, I know what my sequence is. A, B, D, G, H, S, T, U. I know my sequence here. So I shouldn't be using tree map and automatically gets ordered, right? I don't want this one. What do I have to use it here? I have to actually maintain the
Hash table
order.
or hash map?
No, I need to maintain the order in which that I'm giving it back. So this is a linked hash map. So
Hash table or hash map will change the order?
now when you use the linked hash map, what happens is this
Yeah.
under the hood it maintains the linked list, right, for all the keys. So all the keys actually are maintained in the order in which you specified. So let's run it. So now let me change the order and see. Does it matter? These are exactly now in this order. Now I want to maintain this is my map. Actually map doesn't maintain the order, so this is my result.
Anything like a sorted map?
What you can do though is what you can do though is here because you want to maintain the order and set does not maintain the order actually. I need to maintain. Okay, we can do this way. I know I'm all over now, but it's very interesting. So you got the map here. Okay. So we're talking about the order of the words here, right? We need to maintain that. How can we do it smartly? I mean, we got one way of doing it, but how can we do it another way? Map.keyset. Okay, I get the keyset. Okay, let me, since under the hood it maintains, yeah, it has to maintain the order. Type mismatch. Oh yeah, set of strings, right? Key. Okay. Right. Okay. So RB doing good, excellent. So I want these strings to be in the exact same order, right? So how do I do that? I'll do my list, right? So what I'll do is list of string, my expected keys in the order, right? Equal to, there is a class called arrays.asList. I mean, if you don't want to do dot add, there is a utility class called arrays. You can use this guy. Or B. Okay, and then doing etc. I think you get the point. With all of these strings, then it will, under the hood, it will create an array. Sorry, it will create a list and give it to you. Okay. Yep. Now, did I not put this? Okay. So this is what you have it, and this is what you got it. Now, you want to, now, this is a set, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to convert this into another list so that you can do an equal simply, right? Because list maintains the order. What you can do, how can you convert this one? One way to do it, keys equal to new, what do we say, actual keys, right? Actual keys equal to new array list. Okay, and now sorry, string key set, go ahead and add to this guy. It maintains the order. You guys are getting the point? What I'm trying to do here?
Yeah.
Okay. And now, in fact, you can even inline this guy if you want. Now, anyway, we don't need to print this guy. This is the actual ones. All of this can be taken out now. All of this can be taken out. In fact, all of this can be taken out. All of this can be taken out. You still want to test this one though? Okay, so what's your expected ones? This is your expected ones, and this is your actual ones. I've taken more time than I should. Okay, see here, now, if at all I got my, let's say I got this in a reverse order. Let's say I'm not using hash map, I'm using hash map. I'm not using tree map, I'm using hash map, right? Let's go ahead and change this guy and hey, see this one? Perfect. So what you are expecting is are B doing good, how seem to you? But what you got is how doing B are too good you seem. Every word is same, but they are not in order. Every word is same. Even this one is same. You got this one 2 times. You got this one one time. This guy, or you got 1 time. All of this is good, okay? But you did not get this in order. But we are forcing it to be in order because we are using a list and we are asking it to compare. But again, if you go back to set here, okay, if I don't convert this into a list and say set dot equals, then this test would have passed, right? Getting it? And now I change it to tree map. This test will fly. Did you get it, Jyoti and everybody else? I mean, it's not only for, I mean, you asked, but you got it, right? I mean, everybody else.
Yes,
Uma,
we still, yeah.
did you get this one? Uma, you're asking something, what is comparator for? We'll talk about it. But did you get this one? Before I mean,
yes, but I have to watch it again, yeah.
you have to watch it again. Okay.
Got the point though.
It was a fun one. So what we are saying is, essentially, when I give you the sentence, you will give me each word, how many times it appeared. Okay, that test, I think we passed it. Okay, ideally this test should be, since I'm doing it anyway, why not do it, right? Why not do the right way? I'll do it. So let me do it the right way. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay. Now, now, what is the first test? Let's change. Let's.
Don't we have to have the annotation before?
Missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, before.
Good catch. Now, let's do it. Let's compare this one. Testing. Testing. Method should return the correct number of occurrences, right? Yeah. The method should return the correct number of occurrences. What is the other test method now? I need to write one more test method, right? Method should enforce the method should enforce, what do we call that? Order, exactly. Method should enforce the order of words, right? Agree? Now let's take the string sentence exactly same. Now whoever is doing this guy, order, okay, this guy is doing the order check. Okay, I want to make sure that whatever has been returned are returned in that particular order is my goal here. That's all I care about it. And now this method cares about, hey, did I get every single word with the appropriate number of words, right? So you have you, how, are, everything, right? Doing, to, right? Seem, good, right? Be, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Am I good here? Did I repeat anything? How are you doing? You seem to be doing good. Okay. See, I separated out. I separated the concerns now. So that's it. Let's make sure both the tests pass. No, it did not. So expected 1, but it was 2. Oh, which one is that? Oh, doing is 2 times. Okay, my bad. Doing should be 2 times. So test case. Good. So both the tests are good. So one is worrying about the order of the words. The other one is worrying about the number of times we got each word. Okay? Very, very, very interesting one. Very good.
And we can also include like other test scenarios saying that, okay, what if the user does not enter any input string at all?
Let's do it.
Yeah, and empty.
Yeah. Yeah. method R should I don't need to repeat this one. Should throw exception if input is null, right? You know how to do that, right? Right?
You know how to do it.
Yeah. I don't need to do this one again. Okay. So make sense, everybody? Interesting. I like it. But this is usual stuff. Every day we struggle. How do we test it? What's the best way to do it? You know, it's usual thing, right? Okay. Uma, what is comparator for? Good question. Actually, since you asked, let me. Last time somebody asked our, I thought we started talking about it or something. I don't remember exactly. Let me, collections test. There is a class called collections here. Okay. Collections has a method called sort. Collections has a method called sort. You give the list, okay, and then it will sort all of them. It will sort those lists in the appropriate order. Okay? I'll show you how it does. So by the way, there is a class called arrays. As I told you just now, there is a class called arrays. And this one has a static method called asList. Arrays.asList. AsList. Look at it. And then these 3 dots. It's called variable arguments. Anyways, so look at it. Arrays.asList. If you have people in order, right? Let's say, let me type the students today here in the alphabetical order. Anup, antenna, and I'll randomly pick somebody in the middle. I'll pick R Rohit. And I'll pick the last person, whoever that one is. Yuri. Okay. So arrays.asList, you got the list of strings. This is how you can simply names, right? This is a simpler way of doing it. You know the other way of doing it, right? This is another way of doing it. Right? This is another way of doing it. Names.add like that. Okay? Anup. Names.add antenna. Names.add Aruna. That's another way of doing it. We don't need to do that. In one line you can do it. Okay? Now you got names. Now there is a class called collections and then you just say sort. Names. Okay? Now let me print the names at this point before the sort. Oh, they're already in sorted order. Huh? Okay, let me put some zigzag order. Okay. Okay. So let me print this guy before sorting. Well, it maintained the exact order. Yuri, Aruna, Anup, Antenna, Rohit. Precisely, we got it. So let's let me mouse over this one, and what do I written? Collections dot sort, right? Collections dot sort. sorts the specified list into ascending order. So it will whatever the list that you passed, it will sort it, right, in whatever the order that you specified. I'll talk about it in a minute. That is where I'm coming actually. But you gave the list and then it would have sorted it. Now print it after this point. Now print it. Let's see the difference between in both the cases. First time it printed Yuri, Aruna, Anup, Antena, Rohit. And in second case it printed Anup, Antena, Aruna, Rohit, Yuri. So the original list itself will be modified and it will be sorted, okay, by collections.sort. Now, if you use tree set or tree map, you know how comparable interface works. We all know that, right? But here, we don't have set, we don't have a map, but we want to sort it. We have the list here and we want to sort it, right? And it's very decent way of sorting, right? You provided it, right? Let's say this is a lexical order, this is alphabetical order, and that is how the string has by default, implemented the comparable interface. But let's say you want to provide your own way of it. Well, if you want to provide your own way, let's say you have student classes, okay? In fact, the string itself, let's say you want to put it let's say you want to do it in a not lexical order, not in an ascending order, but you want to do it in a different order. Okay? How do you do that? Or in an entirely different way. How do you do that? Rohit has to go first, and then the rest of the people, I want them to be sorted in descending order. So how do we do all of this? Well, in collections.sort, in addition to providing your list, you can also specify your comparator. Okay? You can also specify your comparator. Actually, if you look at it, see here, it is taking a comparator interface as a second argument, right? So you can write your own comparator. Actually, you don't need to write that as a public class, but I'll show you, simple way of doing it. I'll say my comparator, okay, and then implements comparator of string. Okay, and now it has a method called compare, and then it's giving me string 1 and string 2. I'll call it string 1 and string 2, and then okay. Now, by default, these two strings are compared based on the compare2 method. Compare2 method, each string got it because each string implements comparable interface, right? So now you can change the default functionality now, right? Or you can take two student objects and you can compare it. Remember we did that? So actually, if you remember that two student objects, see here, this is we did it based on their name in alphabetical order. Now, if I want to reverse it, how can I do it? Well, if string 1 dot compare to string 2, okay, now I get this string 1 dot compare to, if it's greater than 1, then actually this is greater than 0, right? Okay. If it's greater than 0, then I will return -1, meaning I'm reversing the order. By default, this compare to is lexical order, right? So I'm reversing the order. Else, if string 1 dot compare to is less than 0, Okay, then in that case I'm returning positive 1. Else in the other case, meaning if it is both are both are exactly same, then I'm returning 0. Okay, now all you have to do is collections.sort. You just say new comparator, new my comparator, right? New my comparator. Simple. And now you see what happens. So it's they have been ordered in a alphabetically reverse order, meaning descending order. Yuri, Rohit, Aruna, Antenna, Anup. You see that? Now you can completely specify your comparator. You can put whatever the crazy logic that you want to put it. If you say that string 1 is Rohit, if it starts with R, I want to do this one. If I give you 2 students, you want to compare them based on their social security numbers. Absolutely, you can do it. But the beauty here is that try to understand the difference between comparable interface and comparator interface. This is becoming actually, this question is being asked in the recent days in interviews. So what's the difference between comparable interface and comparator? Comparable interface is actually, you will have to implement those that particular interface on the object itself. Okay, your student object, your customer object, your laptop object, whatever the object is, those objects themselves, they implement comparable interface and they provide how those objects should be sorted. Okay, by implementing the compare to method. But if you have, and obviously that is how your tree set and tree map work, by calling the compare to method of those objects. But if you have a situation where you have a list of objects and you want to compare them, I don't want to implement comparable interface. Maybe I want to implement comparable interface. Let me put it this way. My student object, I want to compare in every single instance based on their first name. But in this particular scenario, I want to compare them based on their social security number, or I want to sort them by last name. I want to sort them by their social security number. I want to sort them based by their zip code. I want to sort them by age. And that is specific only for this particular instance. In that case, you would do this one. Are you getting it? And now it is not common to create a public implementation class. Typically, they write something called anonymous inner class. Actually, if I write that, you will go crazy. Maybe I'll not write it, or maybe I'll write it. Typically, you don't anonymous, meaning there is no name for that class. See here, I separately wrote my class name called myComparator.java, right? I don't have to actually, because this is applicable only for this line of method, this line of code. After this line of code, I may want to do something else. So that is why you generally, this is not reusable is my point. If your implementations are not reusable, typically what we do is, see this one, comparator, and then you write your anonymous these are called anonymous inner classes. So new comparator of string, and then I'll do my own comparator there. So see here, this is my method, and this is my whole implementation. All these while, everything is, I wrote the entire code that I wrote here without putting a name, public class. So I'll just put this logic here. Okay, that's it. Oh, sorry, I did something wrong. Oh, I selected wrong. Yep, all of this. So, oh, I again did wrong.
Bracket.
No, I need to do this inside this guy. That's it. String 1, string 2. I know this is probably, it must be going crazy. Don't worry about it if you didn't understand now. So now you don't need a separate class. I can delete this guy now. I can happily delete this guy. You don't need a separate implementation. So you can simply implement this. This is called anonymous inner class, meaning there is no class name for this one, and it's not a public class. It's a simple private class. In fact, there is no name for that class. Nobody else can use it. So in JDK 8, you can even, fancy ways of doing things. In JDK 8, they introduced a concept called lambda expressions. Meaning you don't need even actually objects. You can pass the functions around, etc. Anyways, I don't want to get into all of that. If you think this is too much, don't worry about it. This is not my point. My point is, how do you use compare? What's the difference between comparator and comparable? Don't get bogged down with this, anonymous inner class. Just use simple public class like that. But later you will understand. Once you get to stage, I cannot explain this right now. You'll have to be really, really, really strong in Java concepts. Then you will understand what I'm saying here. So get some experience, and then you can come back and revisit this one. So don't worry if you don't understand everything. So that's usual. That's part of the growth. Anything else? But Uma, you started this discussion. Did you understand anything out of it?
Yeah, I got it.
Did I completely blow you away?
No, it's fine. So I got the concept actually. That's it.
Yeah, concept is important, and everything else you just have to type, so that you will get it in your head.
Like when you say Java concepts, what are all included in the concepts? You mean the?
I'm not saying don't. Okay, what I meant is you'll have to have some experience and really hands-on with other things. Then you can easily understand is what I'm saying. There is a concept called inner classes, and there you have a lot of types. Static inner classes, anonymous inner classes. You have etc. Okay, but that's at this point, right? At this point, whatever I'm talking about, that's more than enough. So don't worry about it. That one you'll worry about it after you get some experience. Then you can deep dive. I'm not, for a fact that I'm not covering every single detail in the world. Okay, you know that. So, but I'm just saying, just because I happen to, just because you guys asked me and just because I happen to talk about it, I said that's usual thing to not write a public class just for this one. In fact, this whole thing has been replaced in JDK 8. They introduced more fancy concept. I don't even talk about it. Okay. Anyways, so any other questions? Okay. So then, so you guys did this one, huh? This is a very interesting problem actually. I know, and this is typically asked in interviews also. What else? If you really want to, I think I was speaking to someone, Rohit and Manikant, I believe. There is typically this interesting problem is asked in tech companies. There is a mathematical expression, right? Like x plus y times z plus z minus b slash A plus B times A plus B, whatever. If I give you something like that, right? So this is a mathematical expression, right? I mean, I'm talking about really tech companies. I'm really not talking about simple companies that we all apply for. So see here, I mean, these are fundamental data structures if you go under the hood, right? So you have how many opening brackets you have? You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, right? And then how many closing brackets do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me rewrite this expression in a wrong way. If I do it x plus y times z minus b is this a correct mathematical expression? Is this a correct mathematical expression?
No.
Because you have this, see here, one opening bracket, parenthesis, right? 2, 3, 4. So 4 openings, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 closings. So if you have same number of open and closed brackets, then it should be good mathematical expression, right? It is not, because here you have this opening at the wrong spot. When you close it, you need to find out that there is a corresponding opening bracket here. Otherwise, you can't close it. Agree? So if I give you a mathematical expression, you tell me whether this is correct or not, whether this is a good mathematical expression or not. You know, if I give you a string like this, so you go to every character, and then maybe I'm telling you the algorithm. Actually, you give it a try on your own. It's not that hard. There are several ways of solving this problem. I mean, every problem for that matter, right? There are several ways of solving it, and I definitely don't know until I read the book. But one of the simpler ways of doing it using stack data structure. If you want to use the stack data structure, it's very simple. See, as soon as you find out, maybe I'll tell you as soon as you find out an open parenthesis or open bracket, you put it in a stack. Okay, so this is stack. So you put it here, and now as soon as you close it, you when you see a open bracket, you will push, meaning you will add to stack. And as soon as you close this one, then you pop it. Okay? And then as soon as you close it, here you try to close it, right? Without opening it, you try to close it. So when you close it, you have to pop it, meaning you have to remove it. But there is nothing to remove. In that case, you are in a bad spot, right? Because there was nothing for you to pop, right? Stack is empty. Then in that case, you can safely say it's an error. You know what I'm saying? Or if you get a mathematical expression like this, x plus y, like this, right? Then push, pop, okay? Push, pop. Stack is not empty. There is one extra item there. So if stack is not empty in the end, then that means there is an extra open bracket. So that is not correct mathematical expression. So in both the cases, it's not a correct mathematical expression, right? So it's typically, I don't want to say it's typically asked, but it's somewhere I found out. in one of the books. So I'm just telling you, you can go and give it a try. You can use a stack data structure for this one. You can use Java stack class as is. Stack has only 3 methods actually: push, pop, and peek, I believe. Yep, push, pop, peek, and then it also gives you whether it is empty or not. So use this logic. I mean, there are several ways of doing things. That's what I'm saying. Stack is a niftier way of solving this problem, but there are other ways. Okay? I probably write down here, but I think you got the problem. Did you all get the problem? For you to go home and solve it? Okay, now I have one request. Actually, multi-threading is, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it right now, but I have one thing that I want you to watch before Sunday, and then we can start the database concepts. I may ask you to install Oracle before that. I'll send you some instructions if I'm done before, but this is the important piece. Why am I drawing blank? Why am I drawing blank? I'll put this one in Feb 2015, but my point is JDK5 new language features. This is a very, very, very important topic, and if you come back, I can definitely talk about more actually on this one. And there is an important concept there. It's a deep, very it's not for beginners. It's not easy, but there is one important concept there called reflections. Okay? I'm not sure whether people ask in the, I would ask if somebody knows reflections or not, if somebody has worked on reflections. At least in my, when I started my career back in 2001, I mean, at least I've been asked that question in reflection. So I'll give you a class name at runtime and print all the methods and constructors within that class. So that's pretty, it's perceived as a decent problem even today's world. Okay, but I've been asked back then. So it's a decent concept. Reflections or reflections?
So
Java
class
reflection.
meaning what? Class as a text file?
Yes.
So class meaning what? Class as a text file?
If I give you in a string, right?
Mm-hmm.
Java.lang.string. I'll give you a string like this.
Okay.
I'm not giving you as a real class, right? I'm giving you like a string here. String str equal to, I can give you any string for that matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me, because you don't know at the compile time that this is a string. You know what I'm telling? You would know only at runtime. That is why all the tool developers, like Spring framework is completely built on this concept called reflection. Okay, for that matter, Struts framework is completely built on reflection. And all the tool developers under the hood, pretty much all these people, even Eclipse developers, they all use reflection under the hood. So they wouldn't know until runtime that this is a string class and these many methods. So if I give you a string like this, print all the methods that it contains. Okay, Java has provided ways to do that. All the methods that it provides, and then all the constructors that it has. So that's the question, and it has other neat concepts too. I'll definitely spend some time if you come with questions. Okay, and then I can't wait to also start on the database concepts. I will probably I'll send you the instructions to install Oracle database on your machines, and also on Sunday when we meet, I'll make sure everybody is good with the database concepts, mainly the installation, and then we will talk about the SQL and what the database table is, etc.
So Venkat, on Sunday, how much of databases will you cover? because actually since I know these things, I was thinking that if I could skip. So if
You can
give me a
skip.
tentative-
You can. I mean, if people ask any questions about this one, I'll go over it. I'll talk about it. If not, then I'll talk about the installation and I'll make sure everybody's okay.
Okay.
And then probably I'll go over some, decent stuff. I want to. Okay?
Yeah. So what is Scala?
Scala is another programming language like Java. It is also
really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay. I was thinking it was something to do with Java.
Not really. It's a Scala is a programming language. It's actually, you can say Java's cousin, but it's much. I mean, it's a recent language, right? Probably, I don't know, probably 5-6 years back.
Is it picking up?
Not too long ago. Oh yeah, it's picking up. Yep, and some people like it. It's both object oriented and pure object oriented. There is no primitives, and then also everything is final there. Everything is immutable there, pretty much, unless you specify that. So those some good concepts are there, like what Java is lacking. Obviously, Java, has it has good and bad, right? Any new programming language can pick up on the bad of Java and then it can improve it. So that's what Scala did. And it has picked up some functional concepts from other programming languages like Haskell and F#, etc. So I don't know too much about it. I played with it very little. So, but I'm very little. I don't want to claim too much more than that. Okay. I think Scala is one of the JVM languages too. By the way, since you asked, I'll mention a small point about it. There is something called JVM. I mean, we all know there is a JVM, right?
Yeah.
We all know it's JVM. Okay, JVM is in fact a spec, but JRE is actually the implementation, etc. We all know that. So this is your .java file. .java file, you compile it, you get the .class file. Okay, so that .class file will be understood by your JVM. Okay, and each JVM, each operating system will have a separate JVM, and which knows how to read your .class files, right? So some people believe that Java is not, Java is a great programming language, no doubt about it. Everybody accepts it, but it has too much history that every version it has to be backward compatible, because it also has to work in the previous generations of Java, JDK 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, previous generations of Java too. So that's why some people believe that Java has too much baggage that it has to carry on. And then what they did is, but everybody understands that JVM is a beautiful concept and, nothing beats it. So what they did is that they created other programming languages. There is one programming language called Ruby. Okay? Ruby is not a statically typed like Java. There is no compiler concept. Everything is runtime. Okay, so you don't have to specify the type at compile time. It will automatically figure out that when you say I equal to 2, it will figure out that, oh, this guy is trying to put 2 into I, so I is an int, right? When you do I plus 3, it will automatically do a plus on the regular one. It can intelligently figure out that. I mean, it has both pros and cons, right? But Java, you have to say at compile time whether you are talking about int I, or you are talking about long I, or you are talking about string I. If you do string I, then you have to do this one. So that's why Java is called statically typed language, and there are other dynamic languages like Ruby and etc. Right?
Python also. Python too.
Python is, yes, Python is a beautiful language. So yeah, actually, interestingly, you mentioned Python. So anyways, so these are other programming languages that that are built on other concepts, right? Other principles under the hood. So they all understand the importance of JVM, and the Java has an extensive library. There are so many components that are built in Java that are not going anywhere. You can't replace Java with something else overnight, because there are billions of code across the world that is not going anywhere. So what's the best way to, all the new development can be done in these fancy programming languages, but I still want to use the Java libraries. Java libraries meaning all the components that are built in Java, right? So like for example, I don't want to go into examples. Okay, I'll confuse you. There are some date libraries that Java has, excellent date libraries. So etc. Okay, dependency injection frameworks, let's say. So anyways, the point is that how can I leverage this? So what they did is they built these JVM languages, meaning this JVM is so generic that, okay, this JVM is not only for Java. Initially it was started with only for Java, but it's not only for Java anymore. Anybody can produce this bytecode that is understood by JVM. In fact, Ruby has a programming language called JRuby, which is a JVM language, meaning it can produce these bytecodes that's understood by JVM. So JRuby, it's a JVM language, so it can call Java classes, and Java classes call JRuby. And there is another programming language called Groovy. Groovy is kind of mix of Ruby and Java. Okay, it's another JVM language that can use Java at runtime, etc. And then Python again has a language called Jython. So it's another JVM language. So these are all JVM languages that produce these bytecodes. So I can write a small utility in Groovy and I can call that from Java. Or I'm doing all of my new development in Groovy or Jython, and I can call the Java libraries out there. So that's, you know, at that time we are entering into this programming concept called polyglot programming. Polyglot programming, meaning you're not writing, there is no silver bullet in the world, meaning not every problem can be solved by one application or one programming language. So you can use mix and match. You know, maybe there is a good use case for Java, go ahead and use it. Maybe there is a good use case for Jython, go ahead and use it. And then, since this is also JVM language, they both can use vice versa. So Jython can use Java libraries, Java can use Jython libraries, etc. So it's so now JVM is much more than what it was 15 years back. So there are a lot more programming languages that are actually generating the bytecodes for JVM. Very interesting topic, very interesting situation. So you don't need to know anything about it for the new, actually none of you, okay? But one thing I wanted to say here is that I don't know whether every one of you will get job right after 3 months. Some people may take it 4 months, some people may take it 6 months, some people may take it 9 months, so it's, I don't know. But keep your subject up to date, keep your interest up to date, always stay interested. Try to attend these Java user groups in your towns. Java user groups in your towns. Java people meet and then talk about various topics, all the new topics after this course also. So try to stay up to date, and then every single day try to go to some websites, okay? Even when you get job also, some people say 20% of your, spend 20% of your professional time, upgrading yourself. You always constantly learn, constantly upgrade. So,
Venkat, is there any job in this thing? I like to do more complex programming, but stay in the core area, because that web and all those things, there's a lot of baggage over there. But I rather like to do complex algorithms and be in the core area. Is there any possibility of anywhere they're looking for that kind of people?
I don't know. I've never worked actually in that area, honestly. But your best bet would be any product-based companies.
Product-based, right?
All the product-based companies, they use only core Java, pretty much. They use core Java with some, deep multi-threading concepts, deep, probably swing like UI concepts, which I've never worked on. So I'm not the right guy. But all the product companies I know, they're very deep. They want to test you pretty strongly in core Java, and they don't care about all of the UI and all that stuff. But it's product-based companies.
See, I've been working for some time on this Hadoop area.
Okay.
Where there is basically core Java only, but there are other things that they use over there like Pig and Hive, which is much easier actually, query type language.
Right.
But it's not like too much of core Java actually. There are programming stubs where you use the key value, the map and hash map and all those things. I use them actually.
Right.
But the point is I'm getting to know the deeper stuff from you. Point is that's one thing, but really writing base Java program, like I used to do in the early part of my life with C and COBOL and all that. So that's the kind of thing that I would like to do, but I don't know.
I mean, yep.
Anyway.
I know it's a product-based companies. My answer to you is product-based companies is the. But rest of the 2 months, I'll be spending time on other web-based frameworks, etc.
Yeah, which is why I joined you again, because that was last time.
Right.
I somehow did not, give much. Okay, now thing is, see, there's one central point that I still did not get. That is, for all object-oriented programmings, we were achieving the repetitive work through functions of non-object previously in the 3GL. But then when the object came up, we are doing the same thing by just making them classes and all those things, and it's giving a little bit of a security, private, this and that, private, protected. But what is that security achieving? Because the security is not a database security or anything like that. It's within the program. It's within my program. So what is that achieving? That part I never really got to understand what it is all about.
Right. Oh, there's a whole lot about it. I can explain more deeper when we talk about later part of the course. Okay. But I'll tell you if you can understand it. Let's say I'm using a web application, and there is a library that let's say who came today. Let's say Yuri built a library and he gave it to us for us to use in our web application, right? Let's say I created objects, okay, and we talked about these concepts before, right? When I was talking about this car, he remember the car object. That's the perfect example for it. So if you let me change it, if you let me change the current gear, right? Let's say the current gear is int and there is no function around it, okay? And you let me expose it. You let me use it. Then I can change it and I can be as naughty as I can be. Right? I can disrupt the system. I can disrupt the car in seconds by saying that my current gear is equal to, or change gear to 156 seconds, right? So by not giving
I remember that.
Think about it, Sean. It all boils down to one thing: how well is your public interface is, right? So you design your car, okay, and you let me start by combining two wires under the hood every day. I don't buy your car. because you have to let me know only the stuff that you have to let me know. I shouldn't know anything more than I should know. Simple.
Yeah, but we were achieving the same thing by writing functions, and all we needed to know give was the input parameter and the output parameter and return value. That was achieving the same thing.
Agree. But where is the concept of polymorphism there? Tell me.
It was not required. That's what I'm saying, that as an analogy, the car analogy, as an analogy, okay, that I should really, in a real car, I should not be able to really go very high up in my gear. But
I'll tell you.
In the case of an object and classes, what's the value? I don't get it.
Oh, yeah, you have probably not seen code, even in the object-oriented days, okay? I've seen procedural code that's thousands of lines of code that's written in a class. It's a very procedural approach. So what you gain, you know how much of your time you spend writing the actual program versus how much, if you spend 3 months of time, okay, and write one application, do you know the lifespan of that application? Typically about 10 years. So you are spending less than 10% of your time actually developing. But the problem comes once that product goes to production, and then you have to maintain that over the period of time, over 10 years. And now you give me a procedural code that has 10,000 lines of code. I have no clue. 6 months down the line, if I come back, I have no clue of what's going on there. That's the problem with procedural languages, right? Agree?
Yeah, that is. But
here you have these nice little objects, and you can go polymorphism, you can inheritance. If you don't have that concept, you end up duplicating everywhere, or you write this procedural code, thousands of lines of code without having anything. So now you don't have these nice little homes, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So it's a maintenance. It's always one thing that you code around in your whole life. Every one of you, okay, you always ask one question when you write it. Can I understand this code 6 months down the line? Once I come back after 6 months, will I be able to make change to this one? Forget about me. Venkat wrote this junk and then he left the company, and then somebody else is suffering now. Sold?
But there were many other reasons for that. See, at that time we didn't have good editors like Eclipse. We didn't have the effort to really bundle functions so nicely as objects. Those things were also not done. If that competed along with this, I don't know who would win out.
Yeah.
I think there might be some other kind of really bigger something got sold somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I like it now. I mean, like I like Java.
Right,
It's a different thing.
Right.
But I somehow don't get the basic reason why it caught on. Something's catch on. That's all.
Right.
I think.
Right. No, I have not written C programming language for my living, but I've been writing this one for 15 years, and oh yeah, I mean any programming. To me now, Java is another programming language. I don't love Java. I don't hate Java. It's nothing like that. You know, anything is a programming language. I think I have gone above that. I see any programming language. I'm ready to accept, embrace change. Always keep learning the new stuff.
That's always.
Right?
Always, like so many languages you were talking about, right? Really, I was just thinking that I should not see it. Anything I see, I feel like learning it.
Don't tell me that I know. I don't know any of this. Okay, it's just for talking. I'm saying, okay. I observe the market, and go to this website called infoq.com as often as possible. Almost every day, go and these are major sections. Mobile development is pretty big. HTML5, JavaScript, as you know, probably. Cloud computing, so microservices, few architectural things, few programming languages. So go and observe the trend, what's going on in the market, what's, you know. Okay, I think that's enough for today.
Okay.
Okay. So take care, guys, everybody.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
So
Have a good night.
before the next class, the video we should be watching.
I will send that. Oh, the one JDK5 new language features. I will send it across.
Okay.
Okay. And in fact, I know this time I have taken the oath of jQuery and the JavaScript area, right? Yeah. So this time I wanted to dive into JavaScript and jQuery. Okay. We'll talk about that. Oh, so to your question, I'm sorry. This one, I'll put it in our video, in our Feb 2015, and then you can go from there.
Thank you.
Yes, I want Oracle to be installed before the class. I will send the instructions to Homa. Good point. If I have them, see, install Oracle. No, I actually have somewhere here, installing Oracle, installing SQL Developer. I think if you can follow these two, if it's too much, then I can understand, no problem. But I want this one to be finished. Okay, I'm not in rush, but I want this one to be finished, then we'll talk about it. And I'll send these instructions also. I hope they are still current. I'll do myself once and then see. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks.